Hello, welcome back to my channel. Antoinette here. So let's take a wrap up at my August 2024 practice and journals. I thought I'd start with my digital journal, which is here. It's about as big as I can get, actually. Just bring you down, maybe. So there's really not a lot to see this month. It was the month of my nan's funeral, so actually that impacted quite a bit on my mood and wanting to play divination with things, and I found that I didn't want to, so I let myself be and gave myself a space to not worry, not focus too much on things, and that is fairly reflective throughout what I've done, and my mood kind of chopped and changed, which was really, really interesting this month. I also, though, did find myself burying my self in spending habits, so that was not a good thing. But I have a front page, at least to remember the month with. So we have August 2024. This is the Celtic knot with the Irish flag colours, for those who would recognise it. So this is to represent my nan who's just passed. That's what I've recognised there. And this is kind of a Viking boat, reminiscent of the Estonian. So my nan had this on one of her Estonian flags. So it's on the coat of arms. So that's to represent my other gran, from Estonia. So they're both now in spirit. I did read some books, so we can see here. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's, I don't know if it's called Good to the Last Death, or if it's the series I talk about a lot, like a midlife crisis, Good to the Last Death. And it's book 11, I do believe. It's only a 4-hour book, so for, an audio credit, it was quite expensive. But I've been reading that whole set, clearly, and some of them I've had for free to read on audio, and some I've had to buy. So I kind of, wanted to listen to it because I needed something lightweight, and those books are hilarious to me. I find them very funny, very much my sense of humour and sense of thinking style in those books. So, I really enjoyed that one. And I talked about it briefly last month. I decided it was time to look into certain things, being a lady of a certain age. So the menopause book on audio, what have I called it? Divination McCall. Menopause by Davina McCall. Oh, God. That's quite funny. Oh. It's not even spelt it. It's completely respelled it. Davina McCall. Is that right? Is that her name? I think that's right, isn't it? Davina McCall? Yeah, so listen to that one. There's no way I was going to read through that book, but I listened to it. And I think I talked about it because I started listening to it last month, finished up this month. Bits of it were good. Bits of it really irritated me because I'm not an agony aunt-esque person when I'm wanting books for information for myself. I don't want the agony aunt side of it. But I could see why, for people who aren't like me, in a slightly different wide brain, would really enjoy hearing other people's anecdotals about their symptoms and what they went through and how they got through it. So that's there for ladies of certain ages. I recommend that you do go and listen or read or do your own investigations about that type of thing, and don't sit and allow life to pass you by if you're in that age group. Now, when it came to channels, I stopped kind of tracking. I did watch a fair bit, to be fair, and I have no idea whom and where I went because a lot of it was just filling in my space. So lots and lots of wonderful peeps. The ones I frequent a lot, AmethystAscension, Carrie's Mystical Musings, and Erie's Witchcraft are the 3 that I did the past lives explorations with back in July and August. And now over on AmethystAscension's Facebook group, I'm about to do a September delve into past life with her Facebook group. So that's there for anyone interested in doing that. Linda Clement's Creative Cartomancy, did I get that right? She's had some lovely videos out lately, which I've commented on a few, I think I've mentioned before, but she doesn't get enough support either for what she does. 78 Portus, Nova Luna, Len Smith, as I've said before, she's like that after hours witch chat. So she comes up with some really kind of brilliant things. Love the way her mind works. It's her mind works like most people's do when they want to go to sleep. It's that 3 a.m. mind chat. Martin's Musings. Have I got your channel right? I really don't know. Sorry. And Aries, as I've mentioned. So, but there was, trust me, there were so many other channels along with this that I watched. And my mind's just like, no, sorry, not remembering it today. And that's it. I did have 3 spreads in there that I was going to do, and I just didn't do them. And September, which we are now in, as you can see, I haven't even laid up my September page yet. But the 3 spreads was the 2 chakra spreads that were outstanding for the balance of chakra healing work that I was doing. And I did pop one in here for observing my fear of death. I thought that'd be quite a good one to do. But actually, I got through the funeral okay. And I'm fairly okay with it now. So I'm more at peace than I thought I was going to be with losing this nan than I was with my gran. So that's positive for me. So I have those, and I've done a little video showing you how to navigate this. But the Past Lives Club, this is a free journal that Rochelle has put out. If you're part of her Facebook group, she's got the links for you to go to so you can get this journal. And as I say, it's free to download. Digital journal, you can use it on Android and iPad, and it links in. So I've started to put some images in, but that's it. So and I've started expanding my pages, ready to go. And then we've got headings, and she's pre-populated it with questions to lead us into these, which I've seen a few channels now showing these questions pre-populated. And there is a PDF, a downloadable PDF, if you don't want the journal, in the Facebook group as well. So all that's there. The resources are all there, ready to go. You just to save you, really, not having to make your own, to be honest. But you can do it any which way you please. We just ask that you credit at least the person that's created them, and then show us what you've got, because we love seeing what everyone's doing. So I think that's about everything. The Deacon Walk, Leo 3. There we go. Yeah, failed. There we go. Stopped at Leo 3. Virgo. Are we still in Virgo season? I think we are, aren't we? So I haven't done any Virgo. So I may be 3 deacons out. So hopefully I'll pick up again. No, we're not, are we? Are we still in Virgo? Yeah, we are. Yes, we are. We're still in Virgo. I have no idea what day of the week it is. The 6th or something today? Probably. No, my luck. September's nearly out. So there we go. So Deacon Walk failed this month, and that's about it on my digital journal. Okay. Next up, this one's got some exciting news for those who enjoy seeing these. So the Moon Diary 2024 is now 2025 is now out on pre-order through the FlickeringCauldron's Etsy page. So if you go there, and the calendar is also out for pre-order. And we are looking for, I marked it with a Kirby grip thingy. So we're here, and you can just see, like, basically reflecting in the rest of my practice. Although I know for previous months this isn't unusual for me, for this particular month, compared to the fact that I picked up my practice and got better at doing this, to me this just felt quite reflective and reminiscent of what was in my pages. I go look at this. That just makes it more obvious, I think, for me, of what's been missed. So yeah, that's where we're at with August. But of course, for August, from the beautiful pages in my diary, so starting the month in the Leo, Western astrology, we have our gemstones. For the star sign is tourmaline. The modern gemstone would be peridot. The traditional gemstone would be sardonyx. The mystical gemstone is diamond. The planetary stone is quartz, and the talismanic stone again is diamond. And then it tells us here about the planetary stone for quartz. So it tells us about planetary stone. We have the poppy for the flower. They are beautiful flowers, aren't they? They remind me of peony poppies. I don't know if that's what they are, or if it tells us anywhere on this page, but yeah, poppies are gorgeous. And then we had Lamas, which is one that I don't celebrate, or I don't mark, or do anything special for. But it's a harvest in. So what have we got here? Also known as Lunasa, corresponds with a variety of symbols and energies associated with the first harvest and transition from summer into autumn. So yeah, it's normally, for me, we have the autumn harvest. That's the one that I personally pick up, and I don't mark the 1st of September as autumn, although I know a lot of people do. I do mark the 1st of September, or even probably 15th of August as Halloween. But for me, officially, the autumn season comes around with the equinox, which is around the 21st, 22nd of the month. So it's not fully autumn for me yet, personally, but I can appreciate that it is in various other parts of people's, cycles. So going through, got my card a day. I don't think it's going to be anything exciting in amongst this slot. Possibly, maybe. Not reading that out loud, but we have the new moon obviously here in Leo. You can see I'm using Bibliomancy and the spectrowhirl tarot for these. Have I put them down? Yes, so where I've put quotes at the bottom, that's my Bibliomancy, and then my tarot deck's up there. Swapped to a different deck here. I swapped decks a few times actually this month. And we've got the Barley Moon seasonal full moon spread. So lots of things, including how to make an abundance elixir. That's really nice, which has got barley water, blueberries, or you can use other berries, honey, lavender flowers, and some fresh mint for garnish. And that's a beautiful piece of artwork there to use. I think that was basically it for making a dandelion wish jar. So how to make a dandelion wish jar. There you go. So I've just covered up. I've got a little manifestation wish to bring a deck to me here that I put in at the start of the month because somebody had a competition running, so I put it in there. So my pre-orders, Mythologica Fennica came in, the Tarot of Paul's Moon arrived from Libra Moon Tarot Astrology.com. The new pouch came in, which is gorgeous. The spread cloth came in. The Between World Oracle arrived. Thank you so much for helping me get that one across the big ocean. The Beats Oracle arrived for them, the Kickstarter. So my advanced copy from the Kickstarter has arrived, and the Devil's spread cloth that came with that has arrived. So they're all here. I'm still waiting on my Valenza Oracle, but that's good because I knew I was going to be waiting on that. The Lenormand Kickstarter from Andrea Asti is still in the creations, and he's got lovely updates over on Instagram. And the Grunge Tarot, I feel like I've been ripped off. I feel like that one, they've ripped me off. They're not replying to my messages. On my wish list, still and forever, is the Mass Market Bonefire version 2, which is the one with the red borders on the linen cardstock. But I have version 1 to Mass Market. And I put a lot of energy into that deck, and I do enjoy that deck, and it's perfectly okay, and it works very well. So that's why I'm always like, do I want to get that one, or do I wait, or what do I do? I don't know, is the honest answer. If I get that one, I don't know that I'd get rid of the other one. You never can say never until you get the two decks and you can try them out against each other. But yeah, so it just sits there in my wish list. It's just there. That Nile Tarot on Etsy. Oh my gosh, that deck. Oh, it's so beautiful. I would love to get that deck. It's just the tax and the postage because Etsy inflates things. I don't know if anyone knows that, but they overinflate the prices of postage and tax. And they also add a secret charge on for packaging. At least they did when I had an Etsy shop, and I took all those off when I owned one, but they're in there. So I'm aware that the cost for postage sometimes is not the real cost of postage. And it just is that takes it out of my price range, to spend an entire month's kind of free spend on one deck when I might maybe want to buy a pair of shoes, or actually I could probably buy 3 pairs of shoes for the cost of getting that deck to me. It doesn't always quite make it a feasible thing, but I continue to dribble and drool and, lovely deck, one day come to me. Duck Soup Oracle would love to get that one, but again, it's not a must-have. Ilmangello Fairy Mages, and there's 3 other Mages decks that Ilmangello has that I really, really like the look of. Again, don't need to have them. They're just on my wish list. Candle in the Cave Tarot is what that is underneath here. Me manifesting it into my life. Come to me. And there was a second deck by that creator, the Goddess Oracle, which I have found and I've managed to get hold of.
But I plan to. So that's it of the books. I did record the winner of the, Cradle in the Cave or Cave in the Cradle tarot deck. And that, along with the majority of these decks that I had to pull out again to show you, I think I accidentally deleted it. So, but the winner was, and I'll put it on the screen also, although she already knows because after I did it, I told her because she's a good friend of mine, it's Antoinette. Antoinette won the tarot deck. So I do have another deck that is going in a giveaway for the end of this month. So Tony Antoinette Tarot and Jewelry won the August giveaway. So congratulations, sweetheart. Although you and I have already talked.
The Priestess Moon Deadly Apothecary Oracle, would love to get hold of that one. It's such a cool deck. She's such a cool creator. I love the stuff she does. And it will go very nicely probably with my Lenormand Oracle, because her decks seem to gel very well with Andrea Asti's work. And Cara Small has a new deck out called The Huntress. It's a beautiful deck, absolutely beautiful. I think I prefer it to her two Persephone decks, because she's got like a night and a dark Persephone deck. But I think The Huntress is the one, if I had a choice, that's one I would get. But again, I have to just weigh up my pros and cons because I don't know that I'm going to use it much. So again, I'm trying to be more mindful about the purchasing, because I have done a lot of mindless purchases. Trust me on that one. Very mindless purchases. So I'm trying to be mindful on that one. Into the book we go. Here we are, August. So wee bit of doodling to keep my mind occupied. So my keyword for the month of August here is experiences, and you can see the words that I have put rings on to help me come up with that as my keyword from my month ahead, year ahead calendar spread that I did. So for the month for August, we pulled in advance the 8 of Fire and 4 of Air, and I've put gathering momentum, swift changes, healing, rest. If I allow my mind to rest, I will have greater clarity and my mind will be sharpest. This is the energy and adventure of self-discovery. Use it to energize yourself. I don't know where I come up with my great words of wisdom sometimes. Most of that I think I use with Colette Baron Reid's guidebook, though, to be fair. Freedom. Cast aside restrictions and allow yourself to break free of norms. Explore, dance, laugh, explore. Again. Norms. Explore, dance, laugh. That's full stop. Explore what is outside of your safety zone. So 2 explores then. And then I have my other card was innocence. Keep an open mind, honest heart, experiences with fresh mind and experiences. So that is how I came up with that word, by these kind of keywords. So I hope that makes sense. I think I explain that every time, and it probably explains it differently every single time, but there we are. For the month of August, I've also got a note here that it is in my 4th house, according to, I believe this is done on Western astrology, which is home for me, and Pisces is in my 4th house, sensitized, Neptune for vision and creating safe space. The planets and things from my chart, trying to wheel those in. My decks, so Outgrow Yourself Tarot, Language of Flowers Oracle, spectrowhirl Tarot, unplanned decks. I really haven't kind of filled it in, and I used the book Everything Grows with Love, which wasn't planned at the time, but it became the book I used. Okay, so for my week ahead, week 1, doodling is on the cards for me, and I have continuing that whole theme I've been doing now for a couple of months. So energy for the week ahead. Do this, it's important. Forget this, it's not important. Oracle, and then reflections. So for the reflections, back to this one, I've done how did the week go? Back at this, what important things did I miss from this? And what have I put there? Which are of work was the what? I don't even know what I've written here because I've put in there. Oh dear. Oh, this. What important things did I miss? The Hangman. The grass is greener outside. The moment where you felt accomplished and able to promote the advertised role was what I missed. And of this moment was the Lover's card. So how far would you go for love? Relationships in the workplace. How did the week go? What was important things that I missed, and which of the important things that I missed? Which art of work was the important thing that I missed? I knew what I was doing at the time. That's all I can say. Experiences make us who we are today. This experience here tells me I need to be clear about what I write in my journal. Week ahead, week 2, energy, week ahead, do this, it's important, forget this, it's not important, experiences, you just can't beat that. Oracle, so 2 oracle cards came out, and reflect on this, so just a set of decks, and for this one, look, I've pulled the Tower of Echoes. So I think I just started feeling different decks and pulling them, and I've not been completely, so these were always with the Outgrow Yourselves, and it looks like some of my reflects were different, and I know I've not written there what it was, and I know full well that that was not the Outgrow Yourselves Oracle that I pulled back out. What was it? Oh, it was, because I've got the quotes, so. Okay, next week. And this came on a parcel from somebody. So somebody has some expensive indie decks in their collection, and they left that on the box, so I peeled it off and look where I put it. Week ahead. So I have energy of the week, do this, forget this. Again, experiences. This is the week of the funeral, by the way. So funerals, families, and issues. There we are. My reflections here. So what was the energy? Cultivating your garden. Who was I seen by leadership? How was I seen by the leadership this week in work? Because I felt like I was leaving the work in the lurch by having to leave for a funeral and things. So sharing is caring, reap what you sow. And then what are the expectations that were not met in this week due to me having to step out for a little bit, hide your secret under the tree. So being able to gain full control of situations in hand. There is still incompatibility between expectation and capability. So yes, that was my own personal wording. Amazing. Very complicated. The week ahead, the last week of September. Again, energy, do this, forget this. Experiences with the doodle, and my reflections was just 3 cards out there. Trust your tools, every day and every way, things will be better, and you are full on sun plant. That must have been the Outgrow Yourself Oracle I pulled, and then just a little reflection. And this page is one that I've had many times in this book, and it's very dark pictures, kind of like this one here, but it's separate, eats across the whole page. So I've chosen to cover it in flowers and lavender. And then we have what I kind of achieved for the month, which I normally do. So completion of the past life exploration, the family funeral, skirtings in front room went down, they're all done, it's amazing. Electrics and lightings done, amazing, even better. New project ideas, time to take for self-care. What did I do? The doors went onto our media centre. Oh, it's so exciting. By Christmas, my front room should be almost completely finished. That's been 2 years, 3 years in the making. The driveway, we had to put the soakaway in for the new soakaway into the driveway, so that's there, but the whole driveway is a complete rubble site, builder site. Change in practice. So I did have a little change in practice, so taking time for self-care. So I had less social media and tarot, and just I want to say I was mindful, but I wasn't mindful. So things were just rolling in the background, and I wasn't mindful of what was going on, i.e. what I was watching, what I was paying attention to. I just let YouTube scroll and play as it does and things. So that's why I'm so not quite sure what I did or didn't watch, and I've allowed myself to be okay with that. And then prepping for the next path life exploration, starting now. We are in it. Or as they say, in it to win it. Is this one. And this one was 1 card a day. So I know I've shown this many times. Probably easier if I do that, isn't it? So by Benjamin Alan Simons, and it's spectrowhirl.com, available on Etsy. Comes with a little guidebook. It's these beautiful colour cards. It's Pip Deck. But I just really, really enjoy this art. It felt very kind of summery, right for the month of August. I suppose Leo season actually, and that wasn't the intention, but now I look at it from a reflective stance. It fits, right? Could you get more Leo, look at me, I'm in your face type energy than this one right now? I don't think you can. I know everyone has their own Leo type decks, or fiery decks, but I feel like this one maybe is that type of deck. So I was using this deck with this little book. So Everything Grows with Love, Beautiful Words, Inspiring Thoughts. It's one of the books of flow. So it's simply put a card and then stop. And then it doesn't tell me where it comes from. There we go. So we've got what we've got is gold. And then that would be my daily pull. So we've got Temperance with Happy Days. So probably not minding the mundane or the upset of the day. Here we have 8 of Coins. And looking deeper into nature, you will understand everything better. And you've almost got that kind of like pillar aspect here, which you can definitely see on that card as well. There's also a balance there, isn't there? So you've got as above, so below type things. So it sort of worked for me. So that's that one. Okay, so for the next pairing, these ones. So these were my week ahead. And I used this oracle. I saw this pairing on somebody's channel, and I again apologise for not writing down where you were and where I saw it, but it inspired me to make sure I put them together, and they work very beautifully, I have to say. Look at that for a gorgeous pairing. So all the red with the cactus and the red flowers, you've got that kind of spiky points. There's a sword, so burn it to the ground, raw. But however, here we've got, so it's endurance. Hold on, you can do this. So this, I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for. I don't know if they synchronized nicely or what, but they did definitely talk to each other. You may never be good enough for the 5 of Swords with the tuberose and desire. Be certain on where you place your passion. So again, you can see that they would link into each other. Judgment. Grow out of it. Calla Lily, rejuvenation. Reawaken and stand stronger. Here we have 9 of Pentacles. Make your goals reality with the Gardenia and awareness. Wake up, roll the clouds away and look. So it's telling you to be aware, right? Knight of Cups. What do you secretly wish for with the anemone? Being optimistic. Look up and look brightly. And we're looking into the mirror there, look. Knight of Pentacles. Be patient. Things are set in motion. Forget-me-not, remembrance, memories, and the past hold the key. The grass is greener on the other side for the Hanged One, and this is Belladonna, silence. Listen more and be quiet. They do work, yeah? So I thank the person that actually brought this one to my attention. And you can see it is a great little deck. It tells you exactly what the Latin name is, what its current name is, what the flower stands for, and then that little kind of word of wisdom that's on them as well. So I do really like this deck. This one I have edged. I've edged this one in black Sharpie. So it's got that kind of, it's got like a vinyl almost-esque appearance to it. It's taken me a long time to find that finish. But I don't know if that works for all decks when you edge them, or if it works for this one because it's so thick. But yeah, so that's a rockpool deck. So that's a lovely little deck. And then this one is a independent creator. So it was only available from her website direct from her when I got it. It wasn't that expensive. So I had those ones, and that was sort of how they worked. But as I said, the practice was a bit low and different to normal. One part way through, pulled this one out. So I think I was just feeling, wherever the wind took me is where I went this month. So this deck is great. So use this mostly, I think, on the reflections for my months. So it's just the imagery is lovely. It's colourful. And it's got like a somber element to the colours. I think it just fitted my mood at those certain points, to be quite honest with you. I thoroughly enjoyed using it. So talking to one of the other channel creators, Mad Witch, and one of the questions she's had given to her is, how do you use all of your decks? And that's a question she poses to me on a regular basis, because I don't have as many as her, I don't think, although I've been saying I don't have many decks. Nowadays I'm thinking, you can't keep saying you don't have many decks, you must have an awful lot now, because there's a pile on the floor that doesn't fit on my shelves, which indicates I've outgrown my shelves and the number that I've been saying I own. I like to kind of cycle through and use as many as possible. So this is probably one of the ways that they get through, and I know they've had some love and usage. I'm also very aware I pulled out this one. Is this Muci Designs for part of the month. Again, it's another gorgeous, gorgeous deck. And muted tones. So when I was feeling a bit somber on my reflectives, this is the one that I pulled. But it's got gorgeous, gorgeous images in this one. So yeah. Should pull out all these kind of 8 of Wands and see what people come up with, because this one has slightly different ends to the staffs and things, but it's just interesting, I think, sometimes to see how people do it. I've seen one with flying birds. She's got that kind of vamp-esque feel about her, isn't she, that vampire in the dark? That King of Swords. So yeah, so definitely have a penchant for this kind of art at the moment, definitely, and I probably have too many decks of that on it as well, to be very honest with you, but I can't help myself. And then, as I said, I did move to this one. I think when I moved to the Holy Light, I didn't use the book because of what's going on in this deck, being so like crazy busy. But I'll just use one card. And I didn't use the book to go with this either this time. I just, time pool, not overly interested, I suppose, in dedicating too much time to this in August, more to my surroundings, family and stuff around me. And so it's just, if I could get what I wanted off the card, I did, and if I couldn't, move on. I wasn't pondering, and I wasn't trying to go deep. There was no deep work, no dives on anything this month for me. So that's the Tarot of the Holy Light by Christine Payne Towler and Michael Dowers, and it is available from norabrownfield.com. Yeah, so type in norabrownfield.com and it should take you to her website to get this one. So those are my decks. Now then, I've got some new things. I've mentioned them. I know I have mentioned them. I have this one. So this one's new. Loving this one. But I haven't had a chance to do much with it yet. So thank you, Susanna Salo, for bringing this out in mass market and allowing us to get hold of it. I have been told that the guidebook is pretty much the same, or I don't know if it's word for word the same, but almost, to the indie deck. The images haven't changed a whole lot other than colour saturation between the indie deck and this deck is slightly bigger and has different colour borders and things. Cardstock is different on this one. I think I prefer this one. I like the colour saturation on the other one, but I think I prefer this one in general for its card noise, shuffling, ASMR, total enjoyment. Yeah, so I have this deck come in. This one was on Kickstarter last year. I backed it, then I unbacked it, then I backed it, then I unbacked it, then I backed it, then I unbacked it, and then I lost out. So it is by anymeansnecessary.com. I'm so sorry. I think he's called Sean. But I can't remember the name of your Facebook page. But this was one that he created. I haven't done a walkthrough of it yet. And I do plan to on this one, actually, once I found all the information I need to talk about it. And he does these gorgeous, gruesome artworks. The reason why I took myself off the Kickstarter in the end was because when these first came out, this was a very clean black and white deck, and I absolutely adored those images. So none of this greyness was in the deck. It was just this gorgeous kind of black and white moody art. Pen drawn art. I mean, look at that, High Priestess. And I just loved it. He only showed the majors at that point. And then as we got closer in, he popped in the background to these. And that's when I pulled back out and then started, chopping and changing my mind. What a Chariot card. What a Chariot card. Look at it. Got 2 heads. Yeah, and then regressed it ever since. And somebody mentioned it again recently, and I was like, yeah, do you know what? That deck, it's bothered me not picking it up. So here it is. It comes in this lovely little magnetic box. It doesn't come with a guidebook or anything, but that one. No secret, I do really enjoy the stuff that the creator of Serpent and Peacock makes, so Libra Moon Astrology and Tarot.com. So this arrived early as part of a Kickstarter backing. I got a pre-order, an early preview from the Kickstarter to show, but I obviously have backed it and paid for all these things. So this one is my pouch with the 8 of Wands from the Serpent and Peacock deck. And this one led into the Tarot of Paul's Moon. So for those who are familiar with the decks and how they normally come, we've had one in a tin, and then we've had the bigger box ones like you get from Llewellyn Publishing. And not US Games, but yeah, Llewellyn Publishing, isn't it? The most well known. And this one's come in this gorgeous 2-part box. Let's see how it's like. And look at all the detail to this. This is an indie deck, of course, but look at the creation of this. Now this retails less than, I think it's a lot less than the Moonchild. Just saying. Should put that there. That's Paul's Moon. I have done a walkthrough of this. I've curated this deck because it came with extra cards. So I've taken out the extras that I don't want and kept the ones I do want. Just to acknowledge, that's an R in there, which almost symbols rebirth, hence the reason why it's a death card. And when I talked about this, I actually quite liked that like totem pole image, and would have probably had a card with that all across it actually. But I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that that's there. So this is on a different type of cardstock. It's on a really nice shiny cardstock. I don't know what gram this is, but it feels like it's more than 350 to be honest. And it's got these lovely gold foil stars, which aren't picking up on my camera, I don't think, but they're golden. And we've got these other foiling here and here. I have shuffled it because I have used it to do, I think I did a play spread with it, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, so that's that deck. And it comes with a guidebook, which is debossed. So you can see it's like stamped almost into the leather. So you have the colours here. And this is a leather book. And in keeping with the era, the medieval era at which it lives. And then you've got your colours in there. So that was one of my new acquisitions as well, in the month of August, and very pleased to have this. And I happen to know that Paul, who helped create this deck, is over the moon with it. Ha, get that? And so is obviously Carol Ann, the creator, as well. She's really, really pleased with this, and I don't blame them actually. It's a beautiful, beautiful creation. So in the same vein, so with this one, I also bought a tarot cloth, which I have shown. So it's cotton. That's my tarot cloth. And that is the death card that I have in the deck. That's because there's a few. Obviously the one that I showed you, and then this one. Sorry, look at me. I'm such a particular person. Look, I need to make sure it folds away nicely so I can keep it on side to show. And then the other Kickstarter came out to go with this one, the sister deck, and I ordered, because I was paying for the postage and things, I ordered another tarot cloth, which is from Paul's Moon, and this one is the 7 of Wands. So it's a very religious aspect deck, and it's got these little devils everywhere causing mischief and mayhem. Look at that, facing his belly. So I ordered that one. And that one arrived pretty smart because they come from a separate area. So they're kind of, I think they're made, printed on demand and then posted out. So I have that one. So now I have 2 of Paul's Moon's tarot cloths. And then this one, the Medieval Oracle of the Beasts. So this arrived yesterday. This is a preview. I haven't seen it. August 2024. That's how hot off the press it is. Again, you can get it from Libra Moon Tarot Astrology.com. So it's the same type box, 2-part box. It's created in exactly the same way as Paul's Moon. Oh, sorry. And you've got that there. This one's got gold embossing on it. It is leather again. You've got your gold pages. I mean, it's so beautifully, beautifully made. And there you go, so there's your card, keywords and information. So we'll look at this first one then, shall we? So we're going to call this what? The Amphispina. Duality, double perspectives, seeing things from different viewpoints. The Amphispina is a legendary serpent with 2 heads that challenges beliefs. It shows the importance of 2 heads. Oh yeah, 1, 2. Considering different viewpoints to gain insight. Remember to embrace balance, perspective, and explore different angles. When the Amphispina appears, by acknowledging contradictory ideas, you can uncover hidden truths, understandings, and then affirmation. Expand your awareness with the power of double perspectives, embracing the beauty and wisdom found in both sides of every experience. And it does that throughout. And let's just check what's at the back. So at the back you have Libra Moon's phrase and saying. Links to the other decks are there, so you can go to serpentandpeacock.com, catfolktarot.com, zodiacreports.com for things, and obviously the app. Don't forget to download the app on Google Play stores, and then you can get like a card a day on there. And then we have the inspiration for the deck. Started in 2014 when I came up with the concept of the mood of the moon, and so on and so forth, and then how it was built. Wanted an oracle deck to pair with the Tarot of Paul's Moon, and this seemed like a good fit. So, Paul Wanby is in her Medieval Serpent and Peacock Facebook group, and he kind of runs it, to be fair. Posts, like a card of the week. And then if you can match the theme, you can post your own cards and things. So, sorry about that. That was a bit of excitement. Somebody came off their bike head first outside my house, and that was my beautiful little doggie telling me about it. And she's now very distressed because she wants to make sure they're okay, because she can't go out and see them just in case she jumps all over them. But they are okay, I'm pleased to say. And with that, I have completely forgotten where I got with to this. I don't know where I got to. So, gilding, beautiful backs. And then we've got gold foil on these as well. And I haven't done a flip through of this. This is to come. You're getting a sneak peek. So this is, I think the Kickstarter might be ending in a day or 2. If you want to still back it as of this video. Because it's only open for a 2-week window slot, because I think it's a limited edition, like the Tarot of Paul's Moon is a limited edition. When they're gone, they're gone. And yeah, so either go back or head over to the website and see if you can get some pre-orders, because she's ever so good. She normally does more than she needs for the Kickstarter, which I love the fact she does that. So if you missed the Kickstarter, you can go and get it from the website. And as you can see, so we have these wonderful medieval looking beasts. This is right up my street. This is so in keeping with my Patrick Valencia love as well, with all of his weird beasts. So bat, intuition, adaptability. They're numbered. So there's lots of ways that you can work it in and out. Able to negate, 2 bats. 2 types of bats, in fact. Look at that. Navigating darkness and intuition and adaptability. I like that. So you've got your bear with your courage and introspection. Bees for community. So such a beautiful deck. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm looking forward to Butterfly Transformation Joy. I'm looking forward to having you go through these. I'm playing with this deck, and completely commend and congratulate both Paul and Carol on the collection of all of these images and the kind of creation and collating of these 2 decks. So those 2, thoroughly love this. And then a wild one, I ordered a book, had laughed about this as well. How Not to Be a Supermodel by Ruth Crilly. I do follow her on Instagram and YouTube as well. she's quite amusing. This book is quite funny. So I've bought this as hardback, just, you know, to support her. It's quite a big book. It's got, for those who struggle with the reading stuff, it's got, look at that layout. It's really good layout and nice spacing and large font. So easy to read, which is really good because so many people, when they produce books, don't do they? It's like tiny little text, not very well spaced. It's very hard to kind of like pick up and read in the dark or without your glasses or whatever. I feel like I can do this one without my glasses. So that's wonderful. But I also bought it as a audiobook, which is what I've been listening to. So that, in a nutshell, is me for the month of August. September, I am now, as I said, starting the past life study with the September Facebook group, in AmethystAscension's Facebook group, Divination and Spirituality. So come over and join us and share your wares, share your stories, and how you're going to do it and what your explorations are, because it's just fascinating. I still am on that fence of am I here? Do I believe it? Do I think it's imprinted on me? Is it real? And again, from the cards, like, I'm not doing this as a regression. I'm not trying to regress into and pull out memories of. I'm just doing it as cards, divination, what comes out in the cards. And I tell you, the cards aren't really lying either. And that is the other bit that fascinates me. So it's this curious blend of, can't scientifically disprove any of this information, having great fun at the time that I'm doing it, and I'm just going to take the intuitive hits and play. I'm not going to take it that seriously. I'm going to play with it. But there is an element of, you know, needing to. My friend was pulling my cards for me because she's got the Uncover Your Past Lives Oracle, but she's not part of this group. So we had a chat earlier, and she pulled my cards on screen for me to get me going. So I had some headings and things. So that's great. So I've got my headings for my workings, but one of the ones that she pulled, and she was working the deck in a very different way to what I know how to use the deck anyways. And by the time we finished, basically I was some kind of slave trade sex worker, somebody who had been somebody who had been maybe even kidnapped, sold into slavery, and it all then linked into sex trade, sex working, but as a slave in a slave trade for sex working. So that one was, I didn't get to carry on with that one actually because we had to cut the call short, but that one would have been an interesting one to go back to. But that was just that moment of whatever that is that you're unearthing there is very, very unholy. But it made me laugh. It did make me laugh that came out because, you know, we can't all be lightness and light and royalty at all times. There's got to be moments where the cards say that you were somebody that you're not overly proud of being, or somebody that you didn't like, or, you know, there's going to be something else in the cards at some point. So yeah, there we go. That is me. Until the next one, take care. Bye.